Yes, okay, here I am again. And another little Shakti energy work update as it has become sorted out according to the different areas that I've worked on. There seems to be a particular relationship for us women with our Shakti. I've noticed basically that the Shakti all through the moon cycle or the hormonal cycle, if you like, isn't exactly the same. And it may well be that it isn't really about the Shakti itself that is changing, that the Shakti is actually constant, which is what I would assume. I'm not completely sure. However, there are in our bodies, I'm a woman, so I have noticed this over the past year, especially. And of course, I'm over 50, so I've experienced with the cycle and all the rest of it. I have seen that there are phases during the month, during the cycle, where I have plenty energy. There are phases where I have very little energy. And basically, to me, it looks like at the moment that is the case because the female process, the female cycle has built in it, phases, periods, moments, let's put it that way, where at a particular point in your body, the Shakti is blocked. Because it is blocked, it is sent outwards. So there is nothing voluntary in this part of us. We are being led by this system, by this cycle, which is nothing new to you, I'm assuming, okay? I have noticed this actual blocking taking place, particularly during the PMT phase, and or in a slightly different way during menstruation. So that half of the cycle, really, what I've noticed most strongly is that there is a blockage that in the Shakti, in the energy that's provided to my whole body, all the rest of me, all that is kind of reduced to half or less by a blockage that takes place that has a position just above the second chakra. So at the level of my belly button, more or less, but at the back, close to my backbone. Maybe slightly lower than that. My second chakra will be beneath that, and the blockage, if you want to call it that, the stopper, whatever you want to call it, sort of prevents the Shakti from going smoothly along my backbone upwards and just radiate out to everywhere else, basically, to my arms, to my eyes, to my voice, whatever it is that I want to be doing. Because it stops there, because it's like held back, it's like there's an imperative around the top of my second chakra that says you will go no further than this, because a lot of energy is needed in the underbelly. Makes sense to me as a woman. It makes perfect sense that my whole menstrual cycle and all the hormonal changes involved in that and around ovulation is probably the same story, more or less. All that sort of demands that my Shakti takes care of that for as much as possible, because the next generation, and it isn't really the Shakti that decides this, it's my female body, my female anatomy, the fact that I was born a woman who brings children into the world, in theory, In practice, for most women, I think, I don't know how many women there are really in percentages who don't, who choose nowadays in my part of the world. There's plenty of women who decide not to have children. And then that's a different story, right? You have a completely different life if you don't have children. So, husband is coming home. I can sort of hear him coming in. I thought this bit about the actual blockage of the Shakti, because it is possible to bypass the blockage. That's the next bit, really. That I think is really crucial. Whenever you feel lousy because you have no energy, because of your cycle, the way forward, really, I feel this makes a world of difference, and it's almost instant. The effect is instant. If I go to that place and I just sort of ask the Shakti to come along into my third chakra, or along my spine, along that area, to just keep moving and just sort of ignore this imperative, because it's not really a blockage. It's not like there's a humongous magnet that will prevent anything to come through. It's not like that. You can tell it to pass through, and you will feel loads better. It works. I have done it several times. You may have to do it several times a day. And of course, the longer you work with this, the easier it becomes. It takes time and practice. So this is my second little update. It has to do with hormones and with, the female cycle in particular. I think it's something that hasn't been studied enough yet. And I have my own, this is our perspective now. With from the Shakti angle, you get new images and new strategies even. So, yay for strategies, because I'm all about that. Thank you for watching. This is a little one like this, and then at least this part of the story will be concluded. There will be more. I don't think I have any more details to add to this. Yes, the possibility to unblock the Shakti, because it tends to, because the thing to remember always is that Shakti goes where it is easiest, basically. So if you want it to go somewhere else, if you invite it to go somewhere else, it will come along. That's how my relationship with Shakti has developed in that way, in the recent 4 or 5 months or so, that I have no fear left of this at all. It's just the best thing that ever happened to me to work with this. So hence all this intel. Thank you so much for watching, for coming along for the ride, and I will upload both of these as is, I think, and then come back to the rest of my series of little updates on Monday next. Okay, thank you for being here, and see you then. Okay, bye bye.